866 We Be Big. As always, thank you so much for tuning in as we get rolling for another day and another edition of the Rick and Bubba Show. Don't forget, go to rickandbubba.com for all the information about the show and our upcoming events. You'll see we have a pretty active end of the week. You've got Rick and Sherry going to be at Minor Baptist Church in Sikeston, Missouri for the marriage conference. Friday night, I'll be at the Alabama State Games at the Legacy Arena at the BJCC. Athletes from all over the state will be there, and going to look forward to that and kind of be on the mic with J.J. Pruitt, friend of the show, also in media here in the Birmingham market off Fox 6. And then Saturday, the playoff game against Michigan as the Stallions of the UFL host Michigan for the USFL Championship Conference game, 2 p.m. at Protective Stadium. For those of you around the country that can't be there, that's an ABC game, and so be looking for that, 2 p.m. Central at Protective Stadium. Let's bring everybody in. Over to my left is Greg Burgess. To my right, it is Michael Helms. What's up, boys? How are y'all?
Hey.
Good. What's happening?
Is it going to be weird for you doing 2 games in a row? It's the same 2 teams.
A little bit, but, during the in-game stuff, you're so – you watch the game because there's times where you go, oh, man, I got 3 minutes where I can just watch the game. Yeah. You know what I mean? But you're so busy just doing your own thing that it's tough to really watch the game.
Do you ever look up and go, crap, I didn't know that was the score? Yes. Or I didn't know we were losing here or winning here.
Yeah. And then there's times you look at, just like we all have in sports, going, man, we're kind of dominating this game. We should be winning. But like things didn't go our way or whatever. But Michigan is good, and so it'll be a good game for the USFL championship, and we'll see who represents the USFL in the UFL championship game. XFL's got their own thing going on as well. Is A.J. McCarron back?
Yes, do you know? He played this past week, and they won.
Yeah, so St. Louis
He's been a little banged up.
St. Louis looks to win the XFL side, and we'll see what happens. But that would be a good matchup.
And then the following would be the championship.
Correct. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, whoever represents the USFL, XFL, boom.
Maybe it don't feel that way to you, but to me it's like, wow, it went fast.
Yeah, I know. It's gone real fast. It really has. And great crew, fun to work with all of them. On the game day stuff, it's they do a good job. So looking forward to that. And Alabama State games, that's going to be fun. Whenever I say Alabama State, it's not the university, it's the state games.
Yeah.
And so we've gone over that, but looking forward to that. All right, so how's everybody doing?
I didn't even know that existed, and that's
41st. I think it's the 41st edition. So it's been going on for a while.
You're gonna be covering the chess match.
Well, this is more the athlete, and now that we're talking about it, I've gotten emails from people that are like, "Hey, my kid's going to be walking in that." It's kind of the an Olympic style opening ceremonies, and they've got stuff all over the state. And I do remember when my boys were playing a lot of travel ball and different things, you would get in different tournaments that were part of the Alabama State games, and you had the chance for the team to walk out during all the team, I guess the parade of teams, the parade of athletes,
like the ceremony.
Stuff. Yeah, and so that's kind of what that's going to be about. So
okay, we'll go.
Yeah. Well, how about the super regionals are set in Division I men's college baseball, and there's been some upsets, and then there's been those that like Tennessee and Kentucky and everything else that just kind of handled their business. But how about Evansville coming out and beating East Carolina yesterday? Of course, they're rewarded by going to Knoxville and playing Tennessee. And then UConn, they don't care what name's on the front of the chest. They'll just beat you. They beat Oklahoma last night. They'll play Florida State. And then you got Kansas State and Virginia, West Virginia, and North Carolina. North Carolina beat LSU in the bottom of the 10th last night, or top of the 10th, and then LSU couldn't respond. And so they'll come out of that regional. Then Kentucky and Oregon State, NC State and Georgia, Clemson and Florida. Florida beat Oklahoma State twice to get there, and then Oregon and Texas A&M. There's your super regionals. That's in men's college baseball. So That's a quick
Winding
update
down.
from there. It is. You go regionals, then super regionals, and then coming out of the super regionals will be the teams that make it to Omaha.
Kind of on that subject, we've been cutting up the past week, basically about Birmingham Southern.
No, you've been cutting up.
I was just
about
having
Birmingham
fun,
Southern.
but this is funny. I was wanting them to do well. I was kidding, trying to act like and we were having fun with it. And anyway. So my mother, my mother's
she get upset with you.
She goes, I was listening to the show. She goes,
oh no,
why do you not like Birmingham? So I said, Mother, I was joking. I was kidding around. I was just having a good time messing with Speedy and Helms and everybody. I mean, it's like it offended her.
It offended me.
I said, Mom, I wasn't
get it.
serious. I was just kidding.
Hey, Mom, I get it.
I was just
That's
trying to have
sad, is
fun.
what it is.
But yeah, she was gonna call me out about it. I said, Mom, I was just,
Call you out about it.
messing around. I said I was having fun.
I love that you felt like you needed to say something this morning about it because your mom got on
She
you.
got on to me.
Yeah.
I thought, wow. I guess
Moms have influence still to this day, no matter how old we get.
she made me give a public apology. But
It's
I
funny.
was just having some fun.
That's
Come on.
funny.
Now, the coverage was a little intense. But
Greg,
that's
you
fine.
did a good
Here we
job
go.
with the
Here we go.
apology. Don't
Here we
ruin
go.
it.
Here
Don't
we
ruin
go.
it.
All right.
Oh, man.
Golly, you did so good. At first, I looked up, made sure you were still sitting over there and it wasn't somebody
Well,
else.
my mother got on to me.
Got a fresh cut and everything.
I did.
All right, so also on the women's side in softball, I watched a little bit of came in late. Florida and Oklahoma was on, and I saw where Florida beat Oklahoma. I think they got one more game to see who goes to the finals to play Texas.
Well, now,
Is that correct?
I
think
thought
I have that
saw
right.
on the
I
video.
don't know anything about any of this.
I don't either. But
Baseball
I
or softball, either
I
one.
thought I saw on the news when I came in, I'm not making this up, the Oklahoma team doing the gator chop.
Okay,
Would that be like mocking?
That'll go over well.
And then this may have been different footage, but I just happened to look at the TV. Of course, there's no sound in here. We just have the television.
Sure.
And I saw, I think that it looked to me like the Oklahoma women were doing the gator chop.
Yeah.
So
Well,
that would mean I won, I guess.
let's see. Today is yesterday. Florida beat Oklahoma 9-3, and
they were chopping
and then
about it.
Texas beat Stanford 1-0. So Texas advances to the finals, and then Florida and Oklahoma have a deciding game at 1 p.m. Central Time today to see who makes it to the finals to play Texas. So there's your softball
How
update.
about that?
A lot happening. Hey, what happened to Novak? Is his knee all jacked up?
Who?
Novak Djokovic. Yeah.
I was wanting you to try it. That's why I didn't
I had
help
it, but I
You could have stuck with just Novak.
Yeah.
Well,
Well, that's what I was doing. Y'all asked the question.
He what question?
He asked
about
Novak who.
I know.
Yeah, I was just wondering.
Yeah, he knew what he was going to get.
Is he a golfer or a tennis player?
He golfs. He golfs and plays tennis on the side.
Okay.
He has had 2 long 5-set matches. One that went into like 3:15 in the morning, their time, and yesterday he played. It was another 5-setter. He won the first set 6-1, lost the second set 7-5. And then something happened in the second set. I don't know if he started cramping or his knee. Later you find out it was his knee. I thought he was cramping the whole time. And I was watching it, and Novak gets in these things sometimes where his body doesn't necessarily look like it's functioning the way it's supposed to. And then all of a sudden, you're just waiting. You're like, okay, you know how you'll be outside doing something, and all of a sudden your body gets that second wind, third wind, and you can perform better. And he is the best at that. And he's got a routine with different drinks and things that he does that helps that process. So he loses the second set, loses the third set, wins the fourth set. I don't know how. And so you think, well, goodness, his body, he's back to being Novak. But there were times where he couldn't hardly stand yesterday or move.
He was hobbling around.
Yeah, ended up getting through the match. But I don't know if I haven't heard an update. But I did see something that said he may not be able to play his next match because of his knee. So evidently it was a little more than just cramping and getting through.
Yeah, here it says that he
match,
tweaked.
so.
He had a significant knee. He tweaked something in his knee that could force him to pull out.
But you know what's amazing about these guys, and this is whatever athlete. It doesn't matter the sport. He just played for 4.5 hours and had within 48 hours played tennis at a grueling pace for about 8 hours, okay? And after he gets off the court yesterday, knowing his knee's hurting, he's on the bike and they're just riding right after his press conference. He's on the bike riding, and I guess they're trying to figure something out then. But it just amazes me how these athletes can just continue that type of effort.
Machines.
Yeah, for sure.
Day in and day out.
Well,
and
I
for
saw
him,
that, and I knew
he's
you
in
would
his
know.
late 30s, and so what he continues to do is remarkable.
Right. There you go. French Open going on in tennis.
French.
Greg, that's tennis, not golf, buddy.
Yeah.
Well,
Buddy, he's the greatest tennis player of all time.
Novak. What's his last name, Greg?
Bokovic.
I do like that better.
That is nice.
Rick and Bubba, Rick and Bubba.
Oh, look, honey, the ants are back.
Wow. We leave one itsy bitsy speck of food out and they appear out of nowhere.
Yeah, it's pretty hard to believe we used to try to get rid of these guys. Now they're just part of the family.
To be honest, I liked our family the way it was before they came.
I guess it's time to call Cooks.
You don't have to live with pests. Get proven protection from Cook's Pest Control. Call or go online for a free quote.
Cook's Pest Control.
You've heard us talk about Raycon before, but there's no better time to check them out than right now. They just launched their upgraded model of the best-selling everyday earbuds. You get the features you know and love, like that optimized gel tip for a custom fit, 3 customizable sound styles, and active noise cancellation, ergonomic design, and multi-point connectivity that lets you pair with 2 devices at once. And get 15% off plus free shipping at buyraycon.com/bigbox. That's BIGV as in voice, OX. Or find the link at rickandbubba.com. Are you somebody who likes deals? Well, go to mypillow.com/Bubba, because right now they're having their $25 extravaganza sale. For example, premium Giza My Pillows are $25, My Sandals $25, 6-pack My Towel sets $25, 4-pack dish towels $25, 2-pack multi-use My Pillows $25, beach towels $25. Don't forget their 100% Arabica organic coffee to start the day, 50% off. It's deal time, baby. mypillow.com/Bubba, or go to rickandbubba.com under the sponsors. Patriot Mobile offers the same dependable nationwide coverage we all want, accessing all 3 major networks, but without funding agendas you don't agree with. Switching sends the message you support free speech, our Constitution, and our military veterans. First responders are heroes. Their 100% USA-based customer service team makes switching easy. You can keep your number, keep your phone, or you can upgrade. Check them out at patriotmobile.com/bigbox. That's BIGV as in voice, OX. Or go to rickandbubba.com under the sponsors. So what are you missing out on that you'd be doing if you felt better? That's where Relief Factor comes in. Relief Factor is a daily drug-free supplement developed by doctors. It doesn't just mask pain. Relief Factor uses a unique formula of natural ingredients that work together to help reduce or eliminate pain, whether it's neck, back, joint, or muscle pain. Relief Factor can help. Give it a try by visiting relieffactor.com or calling 1-800-4RELIEF and save on your first order, or visit rickandbubba.com. Here's to less missing out and more living life with Relief Factor. Debt keeps you tossing and turning at night. You can't get away from it. Insanely high interest credit cards and loans make it nearly impossible to pay off your debt. There's a new way out of the debt trap: Pivotal Debt Solutions. Pivotal Debt Solutions can cut or even eliminate interest. They can find programs to write off your balances. They find every solution possible to end your debt. Before you do anything, contact Pivotal Debt Solutions first. Talk to them for free. Find out how fast they can help you get out of debt. Just visit zapmydebt.com. That's zapmydebt.com.
Oh, look, honey, the ants are back.
Wow. We leave one itsy bitsy speck of food out and they appear out of nowhere.
Yeah, it's pretty hard to believe we used to try to get rid of these guys. Now they're just part of the family.
To be honest, I liked our family the way it was before they came.
I guess it's time to call Cooks.
You don't have to live with pests. Get proven protection from Cook's Pest Control. Call or go online for a free quote.
Cook's Pest Control.
Helix Sleep mattresses are terrific, and the Helix lineup has 20 unique mattresses. Now, how will I know which one's right for me, Rick? Well, take the Helix Sleep Quiz and find out in less than 2 minutes. Once you pick your mattress, here's one thing Helix knows: there's no better way to test it than by sleeping on it. So they offer a 100-day free trial. Don't want to take my word for it? Well, they've got over 12,000 5-star reviews. Head to helixsleep.com/bigbox to save up to 30% off your mattress order, plus a free gift. Or go to rickandbubba.com under the sponsors for a link. As we look to celebrate Father's Day soon and think about our dads, their values, their church-going ways, their honor of the flag, their love of their family, well, what better way to honor them than with an AMAC membership? AMAC is the Association Association of Mature Citizens, and AMAC works to champion the values of faith, family, and freedom. For June, you get a 2-year membership for just $16. 2 years for the price of one. You'll enjoy money-saving benefits. This AMAC magazine is wonderful. Free Social Security and Medicare advice, travel benefits, and a whole lot more. And by joining AMAC, you support an organization that fights for these principles of faith, family, and freedom. Just visit amac.us/bigbox to get a 2-year membership for just $16. 2 years for the price of one. Visit amac.us/bigbox today. Or you can always visit rickandbubba.com for a link under sponsors for this Father's Day special. amac.us/Bubba right now to get the perfect Father's Day gift for your dad, the gift of AMAC.
Rick and Bubba's in Ohio.
Pass the gravy, please. Rick and Bubba. Ooh, it brings me to my knees. Rick and Bubba. I can't stop.
22 minutes past the hour. Thank you so much for tuning in to the Rick and Bubba Show. It is the kickoff hour, and we're off and running. Good time gang sitting here live. I'm Speedy. Over to my left, Greg Burgess. To my right, Michael Helms. Rick, Bubba, Adler all join us at top of the hour for the main show. Thank you so much for making us part of your day. We'll take you however we can get you. A lot of you watching, hello. Taking the video version, others streaming, others terrestrial radio, whatever the case, podcasting. Thank you so much for hanging out with us here on the kickoff hour. Have a little bit of an update on a story that we did. Do y'all remember the man in Michigan that gained notoriety last week for attending a virtual court hearing from his vehicle over a suspended license? Do y'all remember we played that and the judge was like, what's going on here? And we kind of did a funny segment about the fact that he had a suspended license but was driving on a Zoom court appearance. This is kind of how some of that played out, and we have an update now.
Mr. Harris, are you driving? Actually, I'm pulling into my doctor's office, actually.
This is a driving while license suspended,
That is correct, Your Honor.
and he was just driving, and he didn't have a license.
All right, so that's kind of how that played out. And the guy said, well, you need to report today to get, for your arraignment at whatever time.
So he gets, now, who is he?
You don't remember that?
No, I don't.
Oh, wow.
So he's zooming.
Greg, we just did this story.
You do, right?
And you talked about it. We all talked about it.
We did it in this hour?
No, we did it in the main show.
Last week.
We played the video and everything. You commented on it. I'm concerned.
So basically you have a guy that had a court hearing about a suspended license, and he zoomed in to the court appearance.
So you can zoom to court appearance?
Yeah. Well, in this
so
case,
that was part of the conversation in the original segment. It was like, well, how'd this happen? But anyway, we were assuming that he was zooming in because he couldn't drive. I don't know.
But he was get there.
But he was driving. He was in the car driving to his doctor's appointment.
He missed
and backed in there, and the judge was like, "What are you doing?" And then the judge just showed no mercy.
He's a genius.
He's like, well, then you're.
Let me call the judge real quick. Let him see I'm driving.
Yeah.
Well, there's an update. He claims it's a whole big misunderstanding, and he was actually allowed to drive. And here's his update here.
Supposed to have lifted it 2 years ago, but they didn't. It's very embarrassing. And with the type of ties that I have with the church and the community, is very embarrassing.
He's saying it's a huge misunderstanding that his license, everything was supposed to be worked out. It didn't get pushed through the court system the way it should have. And so he's like, man, this whole thing is a misunderstanding. I don't have a suspended license. He said the original interaction, Corey Harris is his name. He said that the judge, it all went viral and all that, is that it's a complete misunderstanding, that something got kind of slow walked through the court system, and he shouldn't have been in that situation.
Yeah, wow.
And that's what he was going to try to explain, but he never got there because the judge saw him driving.
The attorney, and whoever was arguing the case at the time, who was talking to the judge while he was on Zoom, owned me in the video because she was trying to act like it wasn't happening. And not like saying it wasn't happening, but you could tell she was trying to ignore the fact, just so that, because she was caught off guard too. Like, really, what is this guy doing? Let's just act like this is not happening right now.
Yeah. So apparently, Corey Harris, he's 44. He said that it was the virtual May 15th hearing for an October traffic stop in Michigan. He said he told 7 News there in Detroit that there was an order to halt his driver's license was actually rescinded in January of 2022, but never forwarded to the necessary state authorities. So that was what he was going to dispute, is that it should be okay, but it never got that far because the judge saw that he was driving and just said, okay, well, you just report later.
Yeah.
And so anyway, that's the update today. He's like, hey, everybody, whoa, you know.
Yeah. Didn't finish the story.
Yeah.
Speaking of misunderstandings with law enforcement, here, I can just do it now. We got time. Hold on 1 minute. Just hold on.
Helmsy is taking his headphones off and walking across the room.
Okay.
And he's grabbing an envelope, and he is pulling out what appears to be a ticket.
This is from
or something.
Clark County Court parking violation in Miami, Florida. This is from the Miami-Dade County, Florida Police Department.
Oh, is this down when y'all were in conference championship?
Yep. Evidently, I got a parking ticket while I was there.
Oh, did you?
Now, this ain't the same officers that called Adler, is it?
No, it's not.
This is the Sun Pass thing.
I remember, huh?
Is it the Sun Pass thing?
No, it's not that. I remember us going to Craig. I remember us going to a restaurant, and I remember riding around the building several times, and I finally just let the girls out front of the restaurant.
Right.
Told them what I wanted, gave them the card, and said, I'll be there once I find a park. So I came around, and I found a spot that I thought there was no signs at all. There was some construction work going on, but there was no parking signs. So I just parked there. Well,
you just made it your own.
I come back 30 minutes later, and there's a ticket on the thing. And I thought, well, this is ridiculous. Like, there's not a sign out here.
Yeah, what's the violation?
What have I done wrong? Of course, there was nobody to say anything to.
Mm-hmm.
And so,
no
honestly, I thought, I know if this is serious, then they're going to send something like this in the mail.
Yeah.
And really didn't know how that worked because I was in a rental vehicle. So I just threw the ticket away. I said, heck with it. A little frustrated with it, actually. I thought, this is ridiculous. Like, I have taken 10 extra minutes. I could have parked at other places. I took 10 extra minutes and found this one where I had to actually walk a good distance there, and I get a ticket and there's no parking signs.
Even though you had to walk.
I think I said, screw this, and threw it in the garbage can.
That's probably what not to do.
They found me, and this is it, and it's $56.
$56?
Yeah.
Wow.
So
hello.
Guess I'll go online and pay that, or either throw this in the trash and wait on the next one.
See how long before they come.
Kind of want to do a study.
Yeah.
Rick and Bubba.
For anyone living with everyday aches and pains, I got a question. What are you missing out on in your life? What would you do if you felt better? The answer is likely a lot. Well, I want to talk to you about our friends at Relief Factor. Relief Factor is a daily 100% drug-free supplement developed by doctors that's been incredibly effective, even life-changing for so many people, including me. It doesn't just mask pain, it helps your body fight pain naturally. Relief Factor uses a unique formula of natural ingredients that work together to help reduce or eliminate pain. In about 3 weeks, you'll know it's working because you feel the difference all day, every day. Whether it's neck, back, joint, or muscle pain, Relief Factor can help. Give it a try and visit ReliefFactor.com or call 1-800-4RELIEF and save on your first order. That's 1-800-4 or ReliefFactor.com. You can always go to RickandBubba.com and find the information under the sponsors button. So here's to less missing out and more living life with Relief Factor. Go now to ReliefFactor.com rickandbubba.com. Debt, keeps you tossing and turning at night. You can't get away from it, but the truth is the system is designed to trap you in debt. Insanely high interest credit cards and loans make it nearly impossible to pay off your debt. There's a new way out of the debt trap, Pivotal Debt Solutions. Pivotal Debt Solutions isn't like the old school debt relief companies that string your debt out for years. They have new aggressive strategies that can end your debt faster and easier than you thought possible. Pivotal Debt Solutions can cut or even eliminate interest. They find programs to write off your balances so you owe less. Pivotal Debt Solutions can stop those threatening phone calls without bankruptcy and without a loan. The bottom line, they find every solution possible to end your debt permanently. Before you do anything, contact Pivotal Debt Solutions first. Talk to them for free. Find out how fast they can help you get out of debt. Just visit zapmydebt.com. That's zapmydebt.com, zapmydebt.com, or rickandbubba.com under the sponsors button. As we look to celebrate Father's Day soon and think about our dads, their values, their church-going ways, their honor of the flag, their love of their family, well, what better way to honor them than with an AMAC membership? AMAC is the Association of Mature Citizens, and AMAC works to champion the values of faith, family, and freedom. For June, you get a 2-year membership for just $16. 2 years for the price of one. You'll enjoy money-saving benefits. This AMAC magazine is wonderful. Free Social Security and Medicare advice, travel benefits, and a whole lot more. And by joining AMAC, you support an organization that fights for these principles of faith, family, and freedom. Just visit amac.us/bigbox to get a 2-year membership for just $16. 2 years for the price of one. Visit amac.us/bigbox today. Or you can always visit rickandbubba.com for a link under sponsors for this Father's Day special. amac.us/Bubba right now to get the perfect Father's Day gift for your dad, the gift of AMAC. Folks, the people of Israel need our help. I want to talk to you about something serious and how we can all help. Lives are being destroyed in Israel by the horrors terrorism has brought and now world pressures that are impacting so many people. The facts are people have been hunted down on the streets, kidnapped, slaughtered in their homes. Terrorism knows no boundaries and spares no one. Soldiers, women, elderly, children, entire families, innocent lives are shattered and communities are in despair. Emergency war relief is needed. And we're asking you to check out IsraelNeedsMe.com today and make a positive impact. You can provide immediate relief along with support to Israelis affected by the atrocities of war. The pain and the reality is going to last for years, but in our own small way, we can help folks rebuild their lives, have necessary food to survive, regain hope, provide medical supplies and needs for children in school. Standing with the people of Israel through this messianic Jewish organization of Israeli believers will send a message they're not alone. Go to IsraelNeedsMe.com or rickandbubba.com under the sponsor. So you wake up with a scratchy throat, congestion, a runny nose, and a cough, and you know you're getting sick. Now, you could tough it out, get worse, and then have to take time off work, or hope the doctor can see you in a month or wait 2 hours at the urgent care. But better yet, you can do what I'll be doing with my new medical emergency kit. Match your symptoms to the doctor's recommended prescription and start on the right meds to nip it in the bud. This kit comes with doctor-prescribed meds to treat over 39 medical issues, plus a doctor's easy guide so that you know exactly what to take and when. It includes antibiotics for strep throat, UTIs, bronchitis, and more. No waiting to see the doctor, no waiting at the pharmacy. It's all in the kit. And your medical emergency kit is not a first aid kit. Every home should have at least one. Order yours in minutes at urgentcarekit.com/bigbox. That's BIGV as in voice, OX. urgentcarekit.com/bigbox.
Rick and Bubba's in Ohio.
Rick and Bubba. Pass the gravy, please. Rick and Bubba. Ooh, it brings me to my knees. Rick and Bubba. I can't start another.
It's 25 minutes until top of the hour. Thank you so much for hanging out with us here on the kickoff hour. Rick, Bubba, Adler all join us right after top of the hour. It's the Good Time Gang. Speedy here. Greg Burgess, Michael Helms. This portion of the program brought to you by fieldofgreens.com. That's fieldofgreens.com. That was part of my routine again today. Wake up, go straight, take my Field of Greens, get in the shower, and I'm off and running. Field of Greens, this product is unlike any fruit, vegetables, or green product out there in the market. It's not watered down extracts like you'll find in most commonly known products. They use organic superfood. It's whole fruits and veggies. In fact, each fruit and vegetable was selected by doctors to support vital body functions like heart, liver, kidneys, immune system. I could go on and on. Check them out, fieldofgreens.com. fieldofgreens.com. As a fan of the show, and we appreciate you, 15% off plus free shipping. Go to fieldofgreens.com. You're going to want to use promo code BIGVOX, and that's big, V-O-X, BIGVOX. That's fieldofgreens.com, promo code BIGVOX, save 15%, or you can find a link at rickandbubba.com under the sponsors button. Okay, as we are rolling on through here, a couple of stories here that just of note. All right, if I was to say the big two soda drinks, soft drinks on the market, the big two giants, what would y'all say they are?
Coke and Pepsi.
I would too. Pepsi has lost its number 2 soda ranking. And an underdog has overtaken.
All right, so let's talk. Let me guess. Is it in the same family? It's not Dr. Pepper, is it?
Mm-hmm,
it is. Yeah, I can see that.
It is.
I can see that.
Yep.
I go Diet Dr. Pepper every once in a while when I get crazy.
Yeah.
You know when Greg grabs a beer every once in a while, I grab a Diet Dr. Pepper.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Pepsi very nearly won its bitter battle over Coca-Cola as America's number 1 soda in the 1980s. But now it has slipped behind Dr. Pepper, with which is now in the number 2 slot. Of course, Coca-Cola is way out in the lead. In his recent years, Dr. Pepper's sales were under half those of Pepsi's, but now Dr. Pepper is back.
You know, I think all these companies are good. They've got good products, and to each his own. But these people that don't care and think they all taste the same, I don't understand you. There are distinct differences between Coke and Pepsi.
But I
and Dr.
can
Pepper.
interchange those two.
There's
first choice
I don't want
is
to call
Coke,
that name. Mine is too. Okay,
and it always has been, and will continue to be.
Yeah.
But if I'm in a tight and they don't have it, I can.
How about I can't?
I don't like it as well, but I can't tell that. I mean, there is a difference. There is a difference.
I will, and maybe I'm talking on the diet side more than anything.
Say that I don't do that.
But because that's what I've been drinking for years now, and so anytime I pick a regular one up, it's too sweet for me. But I will say this: if I think I'm getting a Diet Coke or I think I'm getting a Diet Dr. Pepper, and you bring me a Diet Pepsi, it ruins everything. I'm like, no, can't do that.
I'll tell
and
you
I'll
what
go diet. I will sometimes go Diet Mountain Dew or just go Gatorade, or like a strawberry lemonade before I'll go that Diet Pepsi route.
I just can't drink diet sodas. I don't drink a lot of sodas, but when I do, I just like a good old Coke Classic.
Yeah.
That's some good stuff. I like a Dr. Pepper, though. It moving in a second. It depends on where you're at. You know, one time, it's almost like Dr. Pepper stands alone. One time they were a Coke product.
So that's what I thought.
Yeah,
so
it's kind of weird.
But now, like when you deal with concession stands, like you may have one city is covered, you go through Buffalo Rock or Pepsi to get Dr. Pepper. In the next city, you go through Coke to get them.
Well, that's what's funny is
when we were doing concession stands, we dealt with that.
We went took Maddie and Caroline to a restaurant it was when Amanda and Braden were on that trip, and we went to a restaurant, and we hadn't been there. It was a new restaurant for us. They had Pepsi products, but they had Diet Dr. Pepper. To your point, and I thought that the only chance of getting a Diet Dr. Pepper was going to be as somebody that had Coke.
Yeah, I think it just depends on where.
But I didn't realize that it was a mix.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I have gotten. I'm not a diet drink guy, but the zero deals, like Coke
those?
Zero. Yeah, I can drink if I have to. I can drink a Coke Zero.
Well, Coca-Cola is the undisputed king. 97 billion U.S. soda industry, they say.
Oh, yeah.
97
they're
billion.
the walking dog.
With more than double the market share at a little over 19%. Pepsi's market share is 8.31%. Now, Dr. Pepper is 8.34%. They say the Pepsi brand overall remains number 2 if you take into the account the diet and the zero sugar versions of it or whatever. But just, hey, here's Pepsi. Here's Dr. Pepper, and here's Coca-Cola. It's Coca-Cola, Dr. Pepper, Pepsi.
As far as the most
Yeah.
popular.
Did you know that Dr. Pepper was invented in 1885 and is older than Coca-Cola?
Oh, really?
Yeah, which was invented in, 18...
It was 1886.
93.
Well, Dr. Pemberton. I saw.
Yeah,
the
no,
stat
you're
the other
right.
day.
It is 86.
Pemberton?
Pepsi is in 1893. Coke is 86.
Saw this stat the other
been
day,
around a while.
and I just Googled it again to make sure that I just didn't read something on social media and thought that was. It said the glass of Coca-Cola was at Jacob's Pharmacy in downtown Atlanta. Okay, and that was in 1886, and they served 9 drinks per day for the first year. That's it.
Good.
That's it.
Really?
And think about
grew into something
think
from there.
about what it has grown into. 9 in the first year, 9 drinks per day, 9 Cokes a day.
Wow.
That was it.
Goodness.
That's the
it.
pharmacy.
Hey, let me ask you this.
Come on.
How old were you when they changed the formula? Do you remember it?
Ooh.
I was too young, I guess, to really
When was it? I
make
guess that was
for it to make a difference.
80s?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
been a minute.
I was too young for it to make a
What
difference.
terrible decision.
Oh, it turned the world upside down.
I remember doing studies on it in college.
right.
Man, we had people go, the biggest mess up in history. Then you had ones that goes, well, they did it on purpose to make you appreciate the old one.
Mhm.
Because they started getting heat. Now, I'm like you. I watched the TV thing when Pepsi came out with the Pepsi Challenge, where they would you drink the 2 and pick.
Yeah, right.
And then they started getting popularity, and then Coke changed the formula, and people went nuts.
Yeah.
including me. And I mean, it just wasn't the same. And then they come back with Coke Classic, and of course, you can't beat a good Coke Classic.
No. Well, they say the Dr. Pepper has exploded in popularity because of their advertising and their commitment to the Gen Zs and
I'll think
all
about
that.
it at the half times when they throw the balls, and they spend some big money. Well, don't they sponsor one of the championship games? Or
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
I think so. Now, they also said that Dr. Pepper has helped kind of dilute, no pun intended here, Coke and Pepsi because they kind of take from both, and also Coke and they and Pepsi, they have to have exclusive deals with like restaurant chains.
Yeah.
For example, like McDonald's is Coke, but KFC, Pizza Hut, and Taco Bell are Pepsi. Subway, meanwhile, is moving from Coke to Pepsi in 2025, but Dr. Pepper has deal with both sides, so they're on all drink fountains.
Yeah.
So that helps them a lot, they say, because the
What do you
others
think
have to
about Mr.
declare.
Pibb? That's kind of a knockoff.
Mr. Pibb, yeah.
It's a knockoff.
It's not bad.
I've
See, I
noticed-
don't mind going from Dr. Pepper to Mr. Pibb, but I can't go from Coke to Pepsi.
Do you want to know if
Can't do
I'm
it.
showing out and I go, I don't care, I'm Barks root beer. God, that's good.
Something about I don't like root beer with food.
Okay.
If I'm just going to drink a root
All right.
beer, I'm just going to drink.
If I
by
don't go
itself. I'm not a
Coca-Cola,
huge fan of it.
mine is not another dark one. I'll go to Sprite.
Yeah, Sprite's
I'll go
a good one.
Sprite in a second.
All right, so y'all
Sprite's a good drink.
Y'all heard me say 1886, the pharmacy,
7 Up,
9
same
drinks per day.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, that's insane.
In 2010, Coke claimed to sell 10,000 soft drinks per second.
Per second.
Good gracious.
Do y'all realize?
Good night.
Globally.
Have y'all seen the?
Let's come up with a drink.
The headquarters they're building here. The drawing of it.
Yeah.
Oh, buddy.
Where's it going to be?
I don't remember.
By the airport?
I think it is, by the way.
Yeah.
But I don't know. That's where the one is now. But they're building a new one that is. They showed a picture of what it's going to be, and wow, very nice.
Wow. Okay. Well, there you go. So that was a story today. Pepsi's reign as America's #2 soda is over. As of right now, Dr. Pepper has overtaken it. Coke way out in
DP?
the lead, but then there's DP.
I like good old.
I'm going to tell you, my dad's a Pepsi man.
Is he?
Yes.
Wow.
He took the
Won't
challenge.
come off of it.
Likes a
He
flat.
took the challenge and made his choice.
Yep.
Man, I'm a Coke Classic all day long.
Mm-hmm. Yes, that's me.
I am too.
Coke Classic. We'll take a break. We'll be right back. It's 15 minutes until top of the hour. The main show starts right after top of the hour break, so don't go anywhere.
Rick and Bubba, Rick and Bubba.
I was afraid to cut the cord, but once I did, I couldn't believe it took so long to do it. Paying too much for my cable bill had become a bad habit. I either wasn't getting what I wanted or never knew where to find any of my favorite shows until it was too late. Plus, the prices just kept going up. Thankfully, I discovered a new way to watch, called Philo. For just $25 a month, I can catch all my favorite shows on networks like BET, MTV, and TLC. It even has Nickelodeon for my kids. I can watch anytime I want, anywhere I want. Plus, Philo lets me have up to 3 streams at once, so everyone can watch what they want at the same time. Throw in the unlimited DVR that saves all my favorites for up to a year, and this really is the best deal in TV. I just wish I hadn't waited so long. Sound too good to be true? Well, try it out for yourself, and you'll see why people who love TV love Philo. Go to philo.tv, that's philo.tv, and start your 7-day free trial now.
What's holding you back from learning the language you've always wanted to speak?
Too hard. Takes too long.
Not with Babbel. Babbel's lessons take just 10 minutes a day.
10 minutes isn't long.
Nope, and they're fun.
Fun isn't hard.
Right. Babbel's interactive lessons, podcasts, games, and more make languages fun and engaging. You might even forget you're learning. And Babbel's lessons are built around real life. Babbel teaches language skills you'll actually use, about travel, business, relationships, and more. You'll learn what matters most to you. Plus, Babbel's lessons are designed to get you having real conversations in as little as 3 weeks.
Just 3 weeks? Even better.
Since Babbel's lessons are voiced by real native speakers, you'll get pronunciation just right and be able to carry on conversations with confidence.
Learning a language with Babbel doesn't take long.
And with Babbel, it isn't hard.
It's perfect.
Get Babbel. It starts here. Go to Babbel.com to try for free. That's Babbel.com. Babbel.com. Babbel.com.
Why do so many dogs suffer from weight issues, skin problems, messy poops, and low energy? It could be the popular dog food you put in their bowl each day.
Cody was sleeping a lot, wasn't playing.
She was very lethargic and not moving around. Dry kibble just wasn't cutting it.
That's why, after more than 45 years of experience of helping dogs make complete health turnarounds, veterinarian Dr. Marty created Nature's Blend. It's a freeze-dried raw dog food made with wholesome ingredients like premium meats, seeds, vegetables, and fruit. And once dog parents switch their pups to Nature's Blend, the results can be astounding.
She's got her energy back. She's running around like she did like 5 years ago.
Miraculously, she's just feeling all around better. She's like a new dog. Thank you, Dr. Marty.
Get your dog started today and save up to 54% off Nature's Blend. Plus, receive a free pack of our best-selling beef liver dog treats. Go to drmartypets.com/treat or text TREAT to 511-511. Text TREAT to 511-511. All dogs are unique. Your dog's results can and will vary. Message and data rates may apply. Paid for by Dr. Marty Pets.
Have you heard of cancer-fighting foods? The American Cancer Society discovered diets rich in fruits and veggies may actually lower, you heard me right, lower your risk of cancer. Hopefully you hear this and run to the store for 5 servings of fruits and veggies every day. Probably not. Maybe you should consider doing what I do. That's add Field of Greens to your daily health regimen. Each fruit and veggie in Field of Greens was doctor selected for studied health benefits. There's a heart health group, lungs, kidneys, and metabolism groups, even healthy weight. What your body needs is in each scoop of that delicious Field of Greens. And will Field of Greens prevent, treat, or cure cancer? Well, of course not. But it's so powerful, it promises at your next checkup, your doctor will notice your improved health or you get your money back. My doctor loves me doing this. So if you'd like to get 15% off and free rush shipping, go to fieldofgreens.com, use the new promo code BIGVOX. That's B-I-G and then V as in voice, O-X to get your discount. Or go to rickandbubba.com. As we look to celebrate Father's Day soon and think about our dads, their values, their church-going ways, their honor of the flag, their love of their family, well, what better way to honor them than with an AMAC membership? AMAC is the Association of Mature Citizens, and AMAC works to champion the values of faith, family, and freedom. For June, you get a 2-year membership for just $16. 2 years for the price of one. You'll enjoy money-saving benefits. This AMAC magazine is wonderful, free Social Security and Medicare advice, travel benefits, and a whole lot more. And by joining AMAC, you support an organization that fights for these principles of faith, family, and freedom. Just visit amac.us/bigbox to get a 2-year membership for just $16. 2 years for the price of one. Visit amac.us/bigvox today. Or you can always visit rickandbubba.com for a link under sponsors for this Father's Day special. amac.us/Bubba right now to get the perfect Father's Day gift for your dad, the gift of AMAC.
Rick and Bubba's in Ohio.
Rick and Bubba. Pass the gravy, please. Rick and Bubba. Ooh, it brings me to my knees. Rick and Bubba. I can't start another Rick and Bubba day without him, brother.
All right, we'll take a break. We'll not take a break. I'm sorry. We're back for break, and we thank you for being with us. Last segment here this hour. Then we'll go to break at top of the hour, and then on the other side, it is the main show. There was panic among all college students and those that are doing some work, maybe having to turn in a project because Chat GPT has been down, leaving thousands without access.
Oh no!
To writing papers and everything else. So that's a handle for a lot of folks. This one here got me. This lady, so she's talking to this guy, and she thought that the guy was ghosting her. She thought, okay, he's presidential dumped me, and I thought there was something there. And he just hasn't, called me back or anything. I don't know what's happening. And come to find out, bless his heart, he had been hit by a car in a horrific accident that left him in a coma. That's why he hadn't called you.
That'll do it.
And the lady named Haley said that they had connected during a trip to Hawaii and had been, keeping in touch and everything, and making and then she thought
she's still mad about it.
And then the duo spent several weeks together, and all of a sudden it stopped. He stopped responding to the messages, and she thought, my gosh, he's just dumped me. He's moved on and ghosted me. However, the reality couldn't be more different. He had been hit by a car while riding a moped and suffered significant injuries that's left him in a coma. That left him in a coma.
Is he out of the coma, and that's how they worked all this out? She just found out he was in a coma.
Well, it says here
he's out of the coma, but he don't know who she is.
She made the discovery after stumbling upon a GoFundMe campaign that his family and friends had created to offset the cost of all the medical bills. Here's a picture of him here. Look like kind of a happy little couple.
Yeah, cute couple.
How
about
that? And so she stumbles across and goes, well, "What's this? Wait a minute. That's his name.
He's
What's
laid
going
up.
on?"
Did she donate to the GoFundMe?
Well, never mind. This is a picture of him in the bed there. But after months of grueling rehab, the pair has reconnected. He is out and learning about his traumatic brain injury, and he was unable to recollect their time together. It says neither of them expected, but feelings started to build.
So he didn't remember who she was.
No, but he was eventually cleared to return to his home. He shared with 3 roommates undergoing physical and occupational speech therapy and all that kind of stuff. It left him with all kinds of issues, leading the doctors to never think he would walk again. However, he was determined against all odds, and in March, he and the lady attended a wedding in Guatemala together, and he set out to get back on the rehab train, and he has. So it looks like things are coming back. As
he
far
still
as
don't remember, but
yeah. But is that not wild? So you ghosted me. You're not calling me back, and come to find out, you've been in a wreck, and I didn't even know it till I just stumbled up on it.
She's probably still a little bit mad.
Right. Oh yeah. Classic.
Yeah, I get it. You were in a coma, but
how dare you get hit?
Yeah. How deep a coma were you in?
Yeah.
Just checking.
Who is she? Were you going to see somebody on the moped?
Yeah, where were you going that day? Let's go to Guatemala to a wedding and talk about it.
By the way, the other day, Amanda and I were on our walking deal. We always go walk. And,
take my dogs with me.
No,
clean up their duty.
I won't allow that.
Yeah. Scoop their poop.
I don't allow the dogs to go with us. But somebody on a moped or it was a motorcycle emphatically waved at us and waved at us and waved at us, and to this day I don't know who it was. This happened last week.
They knew you,
and they obviously they knew both of us. They were excited to see us, and they, of course, they had a helmet on, and they were just getting it. But they were waving so hard at us. I want to know who you were.
Now you got to figure out who.
And Amanda and I were going, who has? Honestly, my first thought was that Adler, and he got a new bike, but it wasn't him. But I don't. It may have been one of Braden's friends, maybe, that had got a motorcycle. I don't know. But I was like, man, they know. Like, they were excited to see us, and either
so
that
it was obviously somebody you really did know.
Yeah, and I wish. Hey, reach out. I'd like to know.
Reach out, motorcycle rider.
Yeah. Who was waving? Amanda said, "Who was?" I said, "I have no idea," but they were excited to see us.
Yeah,
and she goes,
I
"I know."
Seen you in a while.
She goes, "Who has a motorcycle?" I said, "I don't know."
Was their face covered?
Yeah, oh yeah, they had full face helmet.
How did they think that you were going to know who they were?
I don't know, Greg, but
it was like
it was like a family reunion type wave.
Yeah, I mean, did they think you could see through the helmet?
Yeah,
I don't know.
I got This is so embarrassing. I the other day would stop by down the road here on Highway 280 is a big highway that runs close to the show here.
Had somebody flip me off on 280 this morning.
Really?
That happens a lot.
That's
on
an early
TV.
Didn't do
flip-off.
anything either.
That's an
Like,
early
all I did
bird.
was get in the left lane and turn my blinker
Who
on.
could be mad
Cut
this
him
early
off.
with not even
Clearly cut him
There's
off.
no traffic out there.
I don't want to say it, but I kind of figured out what they were mad at because of where they were going. They're just mad at life. I'll tell you
wow.
the thing. You
Okay.
can tell they were just
Early
like,
wasn't your fault.
early and
Yes.
having to go where they were going. I'm
Right.
like, they just hate life. I just happened to get caught up in
Good
it.
night. It's an early hate.
Yeah.
So I stop off at a place, Inverness Golf, which is down the way.
We all
here.
know you golf.
And there's
Yeah,
a
buddy.
there's a Chuck E. Cheese.
They're going
that's
to give you a
right-
free driver.
There's a Chuck E. Cheese that's right beside it. And so, and it's
I know where that is.
They all got storefront, and it's one of these little strip mall sections and stuff. And so, I'm about to walk in, and they got this, the big wide covered sidewalks that are in front of the doors and everything. And this girl is just a waving, and she's got a stroller, and she's coming right at me. And she's like, "Hey." And so I'm about to open the door, and I stop and I go, "Hey, how are you?" And then I look, and she's talking to somebody that's behind me. And I did this awkward. I even stopped and started walking towards her.
It's funny.
And I thought,
Wait a minute, it wasn't even you?
Yeah, and I didn't know how to
Did
play
she
it off.
see you?
Yes, I didn't know how to play it off. I said, "Well, that's embarrassing. I thought you were talking to me," and she thought that was funny. But she was looking
So you
right.
had that far
She was looking. Well, I had
We've
to know
all
what else
done
to
it.
do.
You realize
We've
how
all
to
done
pay
it.
good money to
Hey,
say that.
she was looking right
how
through
you
me. No, look,
Because you were faking it like
here I am.
crazy.
I'm opening the door. She says, "Hey, how you doing?" So I said, "Oh, hey, how are you?" And I thought, do I know her or something? And she was looking right through me. Right through me.
I wish I got to see that.
I didn't get it till I walked 2 steps toward her, and then I realized, wait a minute,
I've done
she's looking
that.
through
Not
me.
to that extreme.
And I guess they were meeting somebody at a little Chuck E. Cheese party or something. She was just so excited.
Did you go ahead and go in there with them?
No, I just very uncomfortably. You know how I hate socially awkward moments.
Good night. I bet you were miserable.
I wanted to run away.
Oh, you couldn't wait for it to end.
No, of course, I had to go inside and tell everybody.
Because
about
I
it.
know when you overdid it when you responded because you didn't want to think that you didn't know her.
I thought, well, maybe I know her and her child.
In a
or,
minute it'll come to
you know. I love the show. No, they don't. Actually, I just want to go into Chuck E. Cheese.
Yeah, there was some
Golly.
strangers
Hey,
waving.
I wanted to. I almost didn't go into the golf store. I almost just went back to my truck and left.
And have you ever been on the opposite end when you're the one greeting someone and someone thinks you're talking to them? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You've been on the end of that.
Yeah.
And you don't want to go, I'm not talking to you.
Right.
The other day, so
so awkward.
So the other day,
Seriously, I wanted to
Speedy,
go
don't be embarrassed.
crawl up in the corner somewhere.
This happens to a lot of people. There was
Oh, hey. Oh, no. Okay.
Braden and I were hitting tennis balls the other day, and we were on this. They're tiered courts, so you have one up top,
Yeah.
you have one here and one here.
Mm-hmm.
We're on the middle one. When we showed up, there was somebody down here, and so we're on the middle one. Well, somebody came to this one, and they started waving at the other people on down the hill. And Braden and I both, Braden was like, "Dad, who is that?" And I'm like, I don't know. But to your point, I'm like, "Hey, good to see y'all. How you doing?"
Oh, no.
And the whole time they were talking to the person below
How,
us.
did you realize it on your
Oh
own?
yeah, I realized it because like the next time we took a water break and they were kind of doing hand signals and looking. And I'm like, well, I'm an idiot and I even told Braden, I was like, that's just miscommunications.
So
all
both
it is.
of
Like,
y'all-
what do you do?
Yeah,
I've
both
done this
very-
before. I've been on both sides of it
Yeah.
many times.
And then there's you say hey to somebody in the building and they just stare at you.
Oh, yeah, we get a lot
That's
of that here.
weird.
Don't understand that
I
either.
don't either. I almost want to stop
Yeah.
them and go, why didn't you say hey back
I
to
know.
me?
I know.
You know? But I'm grown.
Rick and Bubba.
As themanchurch.com goes back out on the road after a little week off, so you can check that too and find one near you, and we'd love to see you there. More Rick and Bubba coming up right after this.
Rick and Bubba, Rick and Bubba.
I know that you went to do something this weekend that's kind of odd, college football on a Sunday.
You know, COVID has thrown us a lot of curves, and this is one of those things that was done. The Ohio Valley Conference moved their football season to the spring. They played a couple of their non-conference games in the fall, and now they're picking up their conference games in the spring. And spring football brings its own excitement, Rick. A lot of things you normally don't see, like maybe squirrels are out.
Yeah, I started getting the squirrel email from you that that a squirrel got on the field at the who was playing.
Jacksonville State University was hosting Southeast Missouri, SEMO, over the weekend. I know we got a lot of listeners in Missouri that follow SEMO.
Oh yeah,
and they came down to Jacksonville for the game. It was a great game, by the way, 21-3. Jack State won, but it was hard fought. And at one point, we had a squirrel get on the field, which a squirrel on artificial turf is kind of funny anyway, because he's thinking, hey, there's no nuts out here. And he's on the field, and they actually had a timeout while the squirrel was spotted during a timeout. They didn't take a timeout for the squirrel, but we got to laughing at the squirrel because they're erratic in their movements, and we wanted the squirrel to sneak up on the referee and scare him, but the back judge actually saw him coming at one point, and but then the whole stadium sees it. The band's getting into it. And everybody's cheering the squirrel on. And it's like they delayed the players coming back out for just a second while the squirrel worked his way down the field.
Well, he's clearly checking that artificial grass, and there's nothing there.
Yeah.
So
you see, the back judge there spots him finally, and the other referees, and they're just watching him. Photographer Stephen Gross is actually hurting him at one point. So
because
I bet Stephen had some good pictures.
Yeah, right now the squirrel looks like he may not leave. Somebody needs to push him. Somebody needs to start getting behind him and get him heading in some direction.
Well, of course, anytime he starts moving towards somebody or something, the crowd goes wild. The players are now cheering on the sidelines. So it was so funny how everybody was into the squirrel on the field.
Right.
And you see this referee's kind of trying to hurt him toward the end of the field.
Right.
Because you don't know if that thing's, how crazy squirrels are. You might have a rabid one turn on you.
Tell me somebody screamed out, hey, this is nuts.
Oh, sure.
Yeah, I mean,
sure.
you got to have that.
And you can see the players are watching it now, too. And look, the white hat referee is like telling the squirrel to leave the field, which was funny, like the squirrel's going to obey.
Yeah, throw a flag.
But everyone's cheering, wanting him to get into the end zone.
Score.
Yeah.
Break
so
the
he's
plane,
down at about
squirrel.
the 2-yard line, and he's going a little sideways. Now white hat's more involved.
There he is. He's
So look,
in.
now look, the referee holds his hand up and signals touchdown.
That's funny.
Players are responding, coaches are signaling. It was kind of fun.
That's good. There you go.
Good highlight.
Mike Roberts shot that video. It's really good.
Yeah, that was really good. So that was you had that going on this week. Was it weird to watch college football on a Sunday afternoon?
Yeah, it is a little weird, but it's working for us right now. That time works out, and it was cool. It wasn't hot this weekend, so it had a little fall feel to it.
Yeah.
But they're going to finish up. They got maybe 3 more games, and then what I call 1AA. What is it? Bowl. What's their
championship
FCS
series?
FCS.
Championship series.
Yeah.
They're going to have their playoffs, so we'll have a playoffs and a national championship. What in May?
It will. Yeah, it'll go up until about May, middle of May, if they go to the championship.
Wow. Also, Bubba's back coming up today, participating Buffalo Wild Wings locations. It's another Rick and Bubba Buffalo Wild Wings charity charge benefiting Grace Klein Community. So go out, enjoy delicious food at Alabaster, Birmingham, Gardendale, Tuscaloosa, Hoover, downtown Birmingham, Trussville, and Pell City. And 10% of all food sales today will go to Grace Klein Community. 866-WE-BE-BIG is the number for you to get in. We'll get started. We'll do it in, you want to troll for him, Bubba?
Yeah, let's troll it up.
Troll her up one time.
Troll her
up one time. All right, so here we go. Trolling.
Keep them phones a trolling.
Here we come, phone trolling, phone troll. Hey, you're on the Rick and Bubba show. What's your name? Where are you calling from? Got 30 seconds. Hello, person.
Well, that was a build-up.
That was. Hello?
334.
Mm-hmm.
Hello?
Hey.
Yeah, you're on the show. 30 seconds. Go ahead.
Hey, I got a little tip for Speedy.
Okay.
Speedy, don't ever let Bubba call you cheap again. I worked at a marina this summer where Bubba was a frequent customer, and we're working out there in the 95-degree weather, and we ain't seen a dime from Bubba when we pumped his gas. So.
Bubba! Bubba! Trust me, there ain't nothing cheap about that gas. If they wasn't charging $6 a gallon, you might get a tip.
Yeah, you're right.
Travis is out of the great state of Missouri, and we'll get him rolling here in a minute. Let's see I think we're having trouble in there. I'm gonna go the other way. Hi, this is the Rick and Bubba Show. You're on. You got 30 seconds. Go ahead. It is Rick and Bubba. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for being here with us for a brand new hour. The gang now all here. As we move forward, hope you enjoyed the kickoff hour. This hour starts with the national anthem. Here we go. Brand new hour, national anthem behind us, kickoff hour behind us. Speedy, the real Greg Burgess, Helmsy, they're all here. If you missed the kickoff hour, you can get it on the daily archives every day, either on the YouTube channel or the Rick and Bubba podcast channel. So we'll join them now. Adler stands in. There comes Adler. Hello, Adler. He's got the YouTube option for you on the YouTubers out there watching live or on the archive. Don't forget a best of hour every day for all Blaze TV subscribers. So whether you're with us live on America's boldest radio stations, the TuneIn app, or the YouTube channel, or maybe you're an archiver. You've got our podcast archives or our YouTube archive, whatever the case may be. We're glad you're here, whether that be live, all the way live, or maybe you're enjoying an archive. We're missing one, the silver tongue one. The man with a golden voice, professional lunch eaters, man of the year, the inventor of pizza and a cup, Shakespeare's worst nightmare, and the master of the King's English. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for Bill Bubba Bussey! Howdy, Bubba.
How about it, Rick Burgess? Friends, neighbors, associates everywhere, welcome in to Rick and Bubba.
Trevor Morgan.
It's a good one.
That's a good one right there.
Kicker,
That's
buddy.
A snappy one.
Kick.
So, Bubba, we have a lot to update everybody on today. We do have an Alex Jones update.
Did he get hauled off?
Well, we'll talk about
what happened.
We'll talk about that again. The United Methodist still struggling. Overnight, more than 1 million quit the church after another ruling that is along this other thing.
And I thought they'd already split and went down those lines.
This must be an official. Some of the bishops have approved gay pastors and same-sex marriages in the U.S. And apparently we have the Ivory Coast Division. You did talk about that. That happened early May.
Mm-hmm.
So now the Ivory Coast Division of the church has responded by leaving, and that took 1 million of them out. So there you go. We of course, you look at some of the things that Jesus was talking about birth pains, and you'll find a great falling away as part of that. But anyway, so Bubba, we got the Alex Jones update. We got that. We'll continue to follow what's going on with Trump. But we've come to the conclusion that Dr. Phil is not afraid of Oprah anymore.
Dr. Phil apparently figured out that Oprah was not going to marry him. That she was going to stay with Stedman. And so he apparently is just cutting his own path now.
Yes.
If you know what I mean, Rick.
Go, Dr. Phil.
There he is.
It's like what? Dr. Phil Apostle?
I admire his ability to tie so many complicated issues back into small animals crossing the road. I love Dr. Phil. He's a smart guy.
Yeah.
Really, he's so smart. I don't know how he was ever hooked up with Oprah to begin with. Really, but
we'll.
Well, Bubba, you had to get started. If you've ever seen a possum cross the road, he's got to take the first step. Now, after that, it may be a mistake.
Do you think on that right there, he's tying the famous turtle thing? Well, you see a turtle on a fence post,
You have to think, how did that happen? It's just not logical.
He didn't do it on his own.
Turtles don't have wings. They can't fly. Someone assisted that turtle. The question we all need to ask is, what now?
Oh, gosh, that's good.
That's great.
So Phil weighs in. Bubba gave us a teaser. We'll get an update. Bubba has... Look, I know y'all worried about us, and you should be, that he stepped into he took a step right back into that pickleball world. We'll talk about that today.
One word for you, pickle practice.
Okay. Yesterday, I was actually in a discussion with my wife. I looked over her shoulder to a pickleball paddle I'd never seen before.
Oh.
And I said, what is that? She goes, oh, yeah, they made fun of my paddle Friday and said it wasn't any good, so I ordered a better one. I said, you've ordered more pickleball paddles?
Did you see? Did you get a look at the price on that?
I did not. I just saw it over there.
Practice price?
But, you said this on the show, and I went and looked. And of course, I knew you were right, but the range is incredible. I mean, it goes from $15.99 to $300 something.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And everything in between. So I said, I hope you hit mid range.
Yeah.
I've got to get me a pickle bag, I guess, to carry all my pickle stuff in.
Sherry was like, they said the ball wouldn't even come off that cheap paddle I had. They think the paddle was broken.
Good night.
I needed to send it back. I said, well, yeah, let's send that back and see if we can't get our $15 back. So Bubba will update us. Apparently, you've been there again. All right, so we got that coming up on the show today.
It's a way of life.
Yes.
Really wish you had a different name. Any name other than pickle.
Right. Well, I said this. Of all the times I've had somebody try to describe it to me, yours, after I've looked at it, and all I've done is looked at it. I still haven't played it. It's ping pong standing up is what it is. Like you said too, Speedy, you chimed in. I think y'all were trying to say this without saying it and upsetting people. The analogy of tennis, I don't think applies.
No, the bounce of the ball is so
ping pong.
different.
Yeah. It's standing
the
ping
paddle.
pong.
The paddle is more like a ping pong paddle.
Yeah.
The ball is more like a ping pong ball.
Right.
Yeah. So I think that's a more realistic.
It's like Ant-Man was standing on a ping pong table playing. Just a tiny little man standing on a ping pong table playing ping pong.
I didn't mean to cause trouble, and I didn't think I did.
Oh, no.
Oh, gosh. How many times we had to say that on the microphone?
No.
I had to say it yesterday.
Well, I mean, if it's on, we'll
do it. Okay. We need to get a full blown. I want you to give us the full story.
And listen, we've got